Hello and welcome back. I'm Steve and today we're visiting Agra, India. This is my fourth video and I'm going with a new format. Typically, I start with a generalized discussion of the place we're visiting and then get into the not-to-be-missed sites. Today I'm revising the order. Let's face it, if you're not interested in the not-to-be-missed sites, there's no point knowing about ways to get there and the real world in which it's located. As always, if you like this travel video format, I'd appreciate your support by clicking the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. As well, to be notified of my new uploads, click the bell icon. There are two not-to-be-missed sites when visiting Agra, India: the Agra Fort and the Taj Mahal. The Mughal Emperor Akbar, also known as Akbar the Great, made Agra his capital in 1558. In 1565, he ordered the construction of a new fort, a fort that would stand out as unique as his leadership. To achieve this, he ordered the new fort be built from red sandstone that had to be quarried in Rajasthan, some 375 kilometers or 233 miles away. Let's just put this into perspective. You're looking at pictures of a fort built more than 450 years ago using brick that was transported 375 kilometers by hand. And before it was transported, it had to be quarried. And when it arrived in Agra, it had to be fabricated to fit. Once they achieved all that, they just lifted the blocks into the form you see now. Just something to ponder while you're watching. It took an estimated 4,000 workers 8 years to complete the project, and it served as the principal residence of the Mughal dynasty emperors until 1638, when the capital moved from Agra to Delhi. While touring the fort, you'll notice a number of buildings break from the red sandstone model and are constructed using ivory white marble. During the reign of Akbar's grandson, Shah Jahan, of whom we'll talk about shortly, some original buildings were replaced by new ones using Shah Jahan's favorite building material. The fort has seen many battles throughout its history. It was lost to the British during the Second Anglo-Maratha War in 1803. During the Indian Rebellion in 1857, the fort was the site of a battle that caused the end of the British East Indian Company's rule in India. The result was a century of direct rule of India by Britain. Located about 2.5 kilometers or 1 mile northwest of the fort is the Taj Mahal. The name Taj Mahal translates to English as Crown of the Palaces. It was commissioned by Emperor Akbar's grandson, the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, in 1631. It was built in memory and to house the tomb of his favorite wife Mumtaz Mahal and himself. Mumtaz had died in June of that year while giving birth to their 14th child. Mumtaz Mahal translates to English as the chosen one of the palace. Interesting note that including Mumtaz, Shah Jahan had 5 wives, but Mumtaz was his favorite. As I discussed earlier, Shah Jahan preferred ivory white marble for his building material. Much like his grandfather's red sandstone, ivory white marble was brought from Rajasthan and Makrana. The jasper came from Punjab, and the jade and crystal came from China. So again, keep asking, how do they achieve this? The complex measures 17 hectares or 42 acres. Employing some 22,000 laborers, it took 16 years to complete the mausoleum and an additional 5 years to complete the entire complex. The Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world because it's a masterpiece of architecture and engineering. As we've discussed, it was constructed almost 400 years ago, without computers, engineering studies, heavy equipment, or skilled labor. The architecture and engineering is as close to perfect as it gets. The craftsmanship is simply amazing. Take a look at the jade inlay. the marble sculpture, and question if that level of perfection is even possible today. And speaking of building and engineering, at first glance you may think the minarets are leaning and therefore it's a building mistake. Well, that's not the case. The minarets are leaning so that in the event of an earthquake they would fall away from the mausoleum. Agra is located approximately 230 kilometers or 142 miles south-southeast of Delhi. The best way to travel to Agra would be by train. However, it is possible to drive. The train should take 2 to 3 hours. A car could take 3 hours to who knows how long. I recommend taking the train over driving, but I'd also strongly suggest you take a first-class tourist car. With that said, I'd even more strongly suggest you pre-arrange all tours and transportation before arriving in India. If you'd like my help planning a trip to India, visit my website at www.steveevanstravel.com. I'd recommend a one-day visit to Agra during your stay in Delhi. Agra's coldest months are December and January, where daytime highs seldom drop below 20 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The warmest months are typically April, May, and June, where daytime temperatures usually are well above 37 degrees Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit. The rest of the months will average daytime highs of 32 Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Due to the extreme heat, please remember to stay hydrated and use a high-quality sun protection. India's currency is the rupee. Using the US dollar as a comparable, at current exchange rates, 10 US dollars equals approximately 751 Indian rupees. As for restrooms, washrooms, and toilets, you want to go whenever you have the opportunity. About 81% of Agra's population practice Hinduism, 15% Islam, and 1% Jainism. So there you have it, one of the 7 wonders of the world. I hope you can visit this amazing complex at some point during your life. If not, I hope you've enjoyed seeing it through my eyes. What do you think? Have you visited Agra and feel there's something I've missed or have a question? Please let me know in the comments below. If there's a country or destination you'd like me to discuss, go ahead and leave a request. I have no set schedule for my travel videos production order, so assuming I've traveled to your requested destination, I'd be happy to prioritize it. And please don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. As well, make sure you click the bell icon so you'll be notified of my new uploads. Until next time, I'm Steve, thanks for watching, and remember, ready, set, go.